Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine.
Yes.
A subscriber reached out to me the other day and had a few questions about sales and running sales and how often he should do them and what percentage off. And then the big problem that he was having was with the offers. Your offer, and I think he was going to do a store-wide 20% sale, if I recall.
Okay.
But then he hates it. You're asking $20 on an item, so you're down to 16, and then people are offering you 8 on it. Mm-hmm. And I kind of mentioned to him that the biggest problem I had with running sales was realizing that the items are on sale when you make an offer to the watchers.
Okay, yeah, right.
Because if I'm already giving 20% off and now I'm giving extra money off, when I used to do sales, I used to give it was a straight 30% sale. I tried to do a pretty good sale over there. But then the question came, do you not send offers out while that's going on? But then what happens when the sale's over and it's like, I'll send you an offer out. You can get 20% off. And you're saying, I could have gotten 30% off last week. This really isn't a good offer. Right. So how do you handle all of that?
Well, I kind of tested the waters over the last few years. After COVID, when things started dipping, I think we used to do offers, and sales, but they were smaller. So the sale would be 10% off or 12% off. So then if they made an offer, it could be 25% off total. So I had my limits to what I was accepting. And then again, we always say, well, if it's 10 years old, might as well take it.
Right.
If it's within reason where you can make a few bucks or just get rid of the product. But as eBay started dipping over the last few years, sales were decreasing. Like, what am I going to do? So we started testing the waters and jacking up the sale from, say, 10% to 20%, and then it went to 25%.
At one point, you were at 50.
Well, I think it was total with the offer. I would take 50. So, we would go up to 30, 33%.
No, didn't you do a 50% at one point?
Plus an offer? No, I don't.
No, you did a 50% sale.
Okay, with no offer. Well, we always had offers, though. It might have been on certain categories or something, but anyways, we separate them between items that are over $50 going to a certain store category, and we only take about 15% off of those, just because we don't want to, sell a $100 item for $50. But as we tested it when I would forget and not renew the sales, then sales would drop. We'd sell less items. So it's like we need these sales, and a lot of things we're selling cheaper. It's older items anyways, or cheaper items that we didn't have much into. So we need to make some money. So I accept what I think is fair, what I can live with. Sometimes it'll total 40% or 50% off between the sale and the offer. And you do what you got to do. What makes you feel right. If you need to make money on everything, you may not want to do that. But we got almost 200,000 listings. We got to move product. So we have to take right now with eBay being down, we got to take the offers with the sales and just do the best we can with it.
Right. Well, no, but when I was mentioning offers, I meant sending best offers out.
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep it at like 33 to 35%, because when I send it out, I do 15%. So I don't go past 50% total with both between the sale and the offer I send out.
But do you allow counter offers?
I generally not going to take them, because if it goes past 50%, I don't, unless they're going to buy a bunch of items and it's something that the price is jacked up or I don't care about or it's old. But very rarely I would take over 50%.
Right.
And then the better items that are 15% off, I think I would do another 10% when I send those offers out. So they're getting the better items at 25% off and not 50%. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I mentioned to the subscriber was what I try to always keep in mind, and it sounds like you are as well in a little bit different way of going about it, but top shelf is top shelf. And what do you think of that, Mr. Magazine?
I think top shelf is top shelf, meaning you're not going to discount the rare items, the higher price items, and so forth.
Yeah, if it's absolutely, if I pick up, not that I would sell this on eBay, but if I pick up an Action Comics #1, I'm not doing a 25% off sale and taking a 15% off or further off of it.
Right.
It will sell at some point if I am at all in the ballpark with my comps.
Well, another thing, too, since we've been doing this over the last couple of years, the better stuff, we usually jack the price up. I mean, say we got a CGC comic, Amazing Spider-Man 126, and it's worth, say $100 it sells for, hypothetically, in the grade it's in. But people are asking $150 to $200. We'll price it on the higher end because of that. So because if we just put it at $100, we know it's going to sell at $100. and it doesn't sell in auction for whatever reason, it's a slow week, well, then it's going to get 30% off of that, and then they're going to make an offer from that or whatever it is. So if it's higher price items, we jack them up with higher comps than the lower sold comps.
Right. Well, and
give you some breathing room too with the sale and the offer and so forth.
I guess, and this kind of ties back into another video we did recently. If you have needs to make money, which I think we all have needs to make money, and you also have the ability, either you've got a large backstock, money mountain, death pile, whatever it is you want to call it, or you have the ability to replenish your death pile quickly. Now, if it's, if you live out in the middle of Wyoming and you're snowed in all winter long, and literally your next buying opportunity is, you're watching this over here January 1st, and your next buying opportunity is mid-May, you may want to hold a little fast to your prices.
Yeah.
Because you're moving the stuff and you're not replacing it because your death pile has 12 items in it.
Yeah.
Something, hold out for the prices
right.
as far as that goes, because what else are you going to do at that point? But if you're not in that really, really weird situation, if you're in a situation where you've got a few items that you can list, thank you, I had to do it before you did it. You've got a few back items that you're able to list, move the product is really what it comes down to, as long as you're making money. But do keep in mind, top shelf is top shelf.
Yeah, I mean, if you got connections like we do over the years we built up, more stuff's coming and more stuff coming in. You want to start selling some of that product, even if you're making a little bit of, a smaller, profit margin. Who cares? You got more coming in, because if not, if you stay, firm on your prices or close to like retail, guess what? You're going to be growing your inventory in your house or storage unit or garage or whatever, and running out of room because you're not selling enough stuff to compensate what's coming through.
Right. No, thank you. Now, I suppose if I bought a 50,000 square foot warehouse tomorrow,
I would want to rent some space.
If I bought a 50,000 square foot warehouse tomorrow, well, then it would be a different story, because I would have all the space in the world and I can hold on to my prices.
Yeah.
The flip side of that, of course, would be I need to make taxes. I need to make payments. I need to oh boy, now I got to move product anyway.
Yeah.
When you get down to it. So hopefully it helps you a little bit. We wanted to get a deep discussion in here as to sales and how we handle them, and the fact that, if you're not careful, though, you could be given a 25% discount across the board, and then be getting a 25% off, or you could be giving the watchers a 20% off, and the next thing you know, you're selling your $40 items for $22, and you're going, wait a minute, I paid $15 for that.
Yeah.
I didn't make any money.
Yeah.
You have to keep that in the back of your mind and either accept it, or probably more often than not accept it if you have a large store, because it's not like you can really go through, I've got 26,000 items. I can't really go through, and I can exclude categories, but I'm not going to exclude one given item.
Yeah, that was a problem. If we had time to separate all our 300 categories and have different sales on them, if we could put all the magazines in one and all the records in one, I can do different sales, but it seems very complicated and confusing to break up what we have to do that.
Yep. So, if you've got a smaller store and it's more manageable, that's another way to do it as well. Higher discounts on the older stuff, or higher discounts on the seasonal stuff that you're trying to move out, just like a retail store does. Obviously the end of the season, Home Depot, at least in the old days, used to sell grills cheap, or the Christmas stuff is 90% off at early January, mid-January at some of the stores. Because they want it gone, and though they know they're getting more in next year as well. And that works for the big guys. It could work for you as well. So do hit the like button if you could, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.